Right. Let's bask in the glory of last Thursday, shall we? Because what a monumental night it was. I've been I've been to some great games at West Ham, but this one just was. I don't know. It just felt like it was better than anything. And I know we've had great moments. We're getting back into the Premier League, winning the playoff and all that sort of stuff and so on. But I don't know. I think everyone said that the stadium couldn't have an atmosphere like it did. Everyone said that the stadium is soulless, it's lifeless, etc., etc., and that we needed all these, sort of light shows to get the crowd going. We needed none of that on Thursday. I know they had a light show and all that shit, but regardless of that, the atmosphere at the stadium last Thursday night was electric and it was superb. And to actually walk in, I remember I was starting to get nervous around about lunchtime, and I was beginning to think, right, oh, the game's coming up and what's going to happen, and how we're going to do, and et cetera, et cetera. How will the fans be and will they be up for it and so on? God, wow. Honestly, they were up for it from the start to the end. Absolutely up for it. They needed no encouragement, a sellout crowd, and no one needed any encouragement to get right behind the team. And it was really, really just a superb night of football. The way the fans were, the way the players played. I mean, they played absolute superb football. Every one of those players was a 9 or a 10 out of 10. Honestly, ironically, I think the worst player we had on the night was Fornals, and even he had a really, really good game. And when I say a bad player, just look at the level. I was really shocked and pleasantly surprised at the level that every one of those West Ham players got to on last Thursday. Areola in goal, we've come to expect that now. I mean, we're going to talk about his save in a minute. Johnson, Zuma, Dawson, and Creswell at the back, just solid, absolutely solid. Declan and Soucek in the middle of the park, virtually controlling everything. Fornals, Lanzini, Benrahma supporting Antonio. Every one of those players had just an amazing game, and it was an absolute honour to have been at the stadium last Thursday. It really was. It's just you couldn't put it into words. And I was watching the game. I was watching most of the game like that because I was thinking, are we gonna get through? And my heart kept beating like really 10 to the dozen. But it was just one of those games. It was just one of those superb games, and it started off, as people have already mentioned, with Areola and that absolutely fantastic save from En-Nesyri. It was a monumental save. If that had gone in, that would have been game over. They would have sharp shot, they would have been 2-0 up, and we would never have got back into the game. But for Areola to pull off such a superb reflex save, really spurred us on. It really got us going. It really, it set the players up another notch, and it was just absolutely superb. And then, of course, with Antonio getting the ball just outside the box with his deft, sublime footwork, which we know he can do sometimes, and sometimes it can rebound off his knee and go into road Z. We know that, but the way he controlled the ball, played it around a few players, and then dinked it over with his wrong foot, with his left foot, and then Soucek saw it. He saw it was coming, and he timed his jump perfectly. And wow, when he scored that goal, I mean, I thought it was noisy then, but Christ, when that goal went in, the noise level just went even higher. It was just a monumental goal. Really, really brilliant. And I think Seville had moments. I think they had a spell in the game after we scored our goal where they seemed to sort of take control of the game. But I never thought we were really in any danger. They had I did have the stats and I've lost them unfortunately. But they had a number of chances, etc. But I didn't really think that Areola was put under too much pressure. I really didn't think our defence was put under too much pressure. I actually think Seville were surprised that we scored. I think they weren't expecting it. I think they were kind of thinking that they were going to contain us and that we wouldn't get a chance. But we created chances, and that goal by Soucek and the leap was just, I mean, it just made the crowd go absolutely nuts. Let's go back in, and then of course in extra time, I mean, he must have been the coolest man on the pitch, Andrei Yarmolenko. I mean, it was a great move anyway. Ball came out to, as you all know, to Fornals. Fornals took a speculative shot. Their keeper should have done an awful lot better. Someone mentioned earlier about Areola when he saves the ball, he makes sure it goes away from the any dangerous areas. Well, their keeper didn't do that. Their keeper parried the ball straight into Yarmolenko's path, and he looked like the coolest cucumber on the pitch. He just slid it in as if it was a practice match, and it was like, oh my god! And then the noise got even louder, and it was just absolutely superb. And we knew we'd won it. We knew we'd won it at that point. And a few nail biting moments, but all in all, what a superb effort. What a fantastic game. And as someone said earlier on in the chat, if we play anywhere near to that level against Lyon, we stand a fantastic chance of getting through. It was a fantastic night. Everything about it was fantastic. Right. So the draw was made, and we knew that we got Lyon in the next round. And here's the lineup. So Leipzig plays Atalanta, Eintracht Frankfurt against Barcelona, West Ham against Lyon, and then Braga against Rangers. And then the winners of those games will look like this. So either Leipzig or Atalanta will face Braga or Rangers in the semi-final, and West Ham or Lyon will face Eintracht Frankfurt or Barcelona in the semi-final. Now, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I don't want to tempt fate. I really don't. But I think if we do play as well as we did against Seville, I think we will beat Lyon. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Lyon in a moment. Eintracht Frankfurt and Barcelona. People are suggesting that Eintracht are playing better than Barcelona at the moment, but yeah, Xavi has kind of started getting Barcelona ticking just at the right time. They're still third in the league, and they're a dangerous beast, aren't they? You'd never write Barcelona off. I don't know who's going to go through that. I kind of think that Barcelona will just edge it. Leipzig against Atalanta, difficult one. That's a difficult one to tell. I think maybe Leipzig might get through there, and then Braga Rangers. Well, I'm putting my money on Rangers for that one. So two great ties coming up. We already know that we know our first round against Lyon is at home on the 7th of April, and then we already know that if we get through that, we'll be playing either Eintracht or Barcelona in the first leg back at the London Stadium as well. Right. So what do we know about Lyon? Well, let's talk about them, shall we? Olympique Lyonnais playing at this Groupama Stadium, which was opened in 2016. 59,000 capacity stadium. It's 10 kilometers away from the city centre. The best way of getting there to Lyon is with their excellent tram service rather than train. So you'll be able to arrive at the stadium in style. Yeah, well, until the Lyon fans smash them all up when it's full of West Ham fans. You can get the tram shuttle from the whoever's going out. I'm going out there. I don't know who else. I know there might be one or two other people in the chat that's going out there. You get the tram shuttle from Villette in the south of Lyon City. You can get also the regular lines on the T3 transit to the Grand Large Stadium, which is around 700 meters from the stadium, but the tram is the best way. If you're hoping to get to Lyon directly from London on the train, then the Eurostar is the way to go. So if you're planning your travels, get on the Eurostar. You'll get to Lille Europe to begin with, and then you transfer to France's internal train line in order to get to Lyon. 5.5 hours in total from London. Other ways of getting to the stadium, you can go by bus. There's a good bus service system in Lyon, or you can go by car, but then you'll get stuck in traffic, or you can take a taxi and end up spending a small fortune getting stuck in traffic. Right. What about their fans? They've got a number of groups, Lyon fan base. The most well-known ones are the Bad Gonnes, or Bad Kids, established in 1987 and occupy the Virage North of the stadium. They're also the biggest group of supporters in France and have a very strong reputation in Europe. The Cosa Nostra is another group established in 2007. They occupy the Virage South, so we get it from both sides. The away fans. It's not just one side of the stadium, but it's the other side as well. The group, the Cosa Nostra, was a merger of two other groups, the Luc Dunhams and the Nucleo Ultras, which were formed years before. And apparently they got together in order to create some sense of stability amongst the fans. They're a bunch of nutters, I'm telling you. The Hexgunners or Gunners, established in 2002, sit in the Virage South of the stand, and the Gastrogoners who occupy. They sound like a restaurant. The Gastrogoners who occupy the Jimboon stand, and the Oels. They're everywhere. They're fucking surrounding us. They're going to be all over the gaff. Other fan groups, they've got fan groups outside the city of Lyon, the Gunners 58, the Gunners 26, etc., etc., etc. They got a big fan base. Right, fan issues. Well, they've had a few. In 2016, Lyon were fighting fans in Seville. I think that was the Champions League. In 2017, Besiktas fans clashed with Lyon fans in and outside the stadium before and after the Europa League quarterfinals. In 2019, Lyon fans fighting on the streets of Barcelona, of all places, in the Champions League game before a Champions League game. And in 2021, Lyon were docked 1 point and made to replay the game against Marseille after fans threw bottles at Marseille players. And of course, one of those Marseille players, as I'm sure you know, well, no, the Marseille player was Dimitri Payet. So they got docked a point for that. And then in 2021, Lyon got kicked out of the French Cup because of fan fighting again. They seem to relish in fighting everywhere they go. They really do. Whether it's at home or away, they seem to be quite happy fighting quite a lot of the time. And the French league is quite concerned about fan fighting at the moment. It seems to have gotten fan violence. It seems to have gotten worse and worse in the French league over the last couple of seasons. Team club honours. I'm shitting myself going now. Team club honours. They've won the French league 7 times. They've won the second Division 2 3 times. Coupe de France 5 times. Coupe de la Liga. There's the League Cup 1 time. The Trophée des Champions 8 times. Champions League semi-finalists twice. Europa League semi-finalists once. Cup Winners' Cup semi-finalists once. Never played against West Ham United. Head to head. So their league position, our league position at the moment is 7th. As we know, we played 30 games, won 14, drawn 6 and lost 10. Their league position is 10th, played 29. They played another game, so I haven't included that. My apologies. Played 29, won 11, drawn 10, lost 8. Goals for, we've got 49 goals with 39 against, so a difference of 10. Goals for them, 40, 37 with a difference of 3. In the Europa League, both obviously played 8 games. We won 5, they won 6. We've drawn 1, they've drawn 2. We've lost 2. They haven't lost any yet in the Europa League. Goals for, they got better than us, 18 to our 13. Away goals against, 6 to our 4, so we've got a better defence. And the difference you can see there, difference of 9 for us and 12 for them. So they score more, but we concede less. What else have we got for you? Player comparisons. I think this is quite old. I don't think it's up to date at all, but I could be wrong. I actually, no, I tell a lie. This is for the league. So it's not all for all competitions. Their top goal scorers, Moussa Dembele, with 10 goals to our Antonio at 8. Favre, their midfielder, is on 9 with Bowen, who's out injured, on 8. And Akambi on 7 with Fornals on 6. There were more. I just thought I'd do the top 3. Assists, Favre is one of the danger players with 5 assists. There we go, Bowen again with 8 assists. Aour, I can't pronounce his name. I think he's a defensive midfielder with 3 assists. And then we've got Antonio with 7. And Akambi, another dangerous player with 3 assists, with our Ben Rama having 6. Pass interceptions. Kokere is one of their better players with a pass interception rate of 120, but compare that to Declan of 168. We got the better there. Emerson, their defender, who's on loan, I think, from Chelsea, pass interceptions of 107, but you compare him to Sochet with 152. I don't know why this is compared a defender with a midfielder, but there you go. And then Boateng in defense, 96 pass interceptions with Zuma, 142. So our defensive play is a lot better than theirs. Now, I mean, you look at these teams, you look at the form of these teams, and one would argue, just very, very slightly, that West Ham have got the edge over them. I think we've got better players. I think despite the fact that they're lying, they're lying 10th in the league, we're lying 7th in the league, but we're lying 7th in the league that I think is a much harder league than the French league. So I think overall, I think we've got just the better angle. Their defensive average is 18 tackles with 11 interceptions per game on average. Their attacking averages are something like 14 shots, of which 5 are on target on average. For us, our defensively, we average just under 15 tackles per game with 10 interceptions, so it's better than it's on par with them. And then offensively, 12 shots, which with just over 4 on target. So again, roughly about the same. Um, I think we've got the edge. I think we've got the players who have got the edge. I think and I know a lot of people would have wanted the second leg to be at home, but I think if we can put some distance between us and Lyon, if we can win by a couple of goals in the first round, I think we'll edge it. And then of course we're all hoping for uh, this to happen, aren't we? We're then hoping for Barcelona in the semi-final. Look, there's what can you say about Barcelona? They've gone through a rough patch. Xavi is sorting them out, and they're the sort of team that we want to be playing against. Look at their honours. 26 La Liga titles, 31 Copa del Rey titles, 5 Champions League, etc. You can go on and on and on. But let's beat Lyon first. Let's beat Lyon first. And I think with the players that we have, I think we've got the slight edge.